Hey guys, it's Paradise and welcome back to another Monster Hunter Wilds video and our Weapon Workshop tutorial series. Today we're diving into one of the most explosive and defensive weapons in the game, the Gunlance. If you love standing your ground, blocking massive attacks and retaliating with devastating explosions, then well, this weapon is for you. Unlike other weapons that rely on quick movement and dodging, the Gunlance is built to take hits, dish out heavy damage, and keep up relentless offensive pressure without backing down. If you do find these guides helpful, we'd greatly appreciate it if you leave a quick like, comment, or share, as it really makes the difference. We've carefully included clear button prompts for each platform, with PlayStation controls centered, while Xbox and PC controls are in the bottom left. So whether you're a seasoned Gunlance player looking to master the new mechanics, or a newcomer trying to learn how to blast your way through the toughest monsters, this guide has you covered. And well, let's break down everything you need to know about the Gunlance in Monster Hunter Wilds. A crucial part of mastering the Gunlance is understanding its multiple gauges. If you look at the UI in the top left of the screen, you'll see several different icons and each represents a different part of the Gunlance's arsenal. The shell gauge controls how many shelling attacks you can fire off before needing to reload. The Wyrmstake Cannon gauge determines when you can launch a Wyrmstake into a monster, which deals continuous explosive damage. The Wyvern fire gauge, which now has 2 stored charges, allows you to unleash a massive high damage attack and can be recharged more quickly through shelling combos and regular melee hits. Getting into the Gunlance can be daunting, but this guide is here to help you with the different components. The Gunlance's crafting menu can be a bit confusing with all of the different types and keywords that might not make any sense at first. So to help you out, here's a quick rundown of what they mean. Shelling is a defining mechanic of the Gunlance that sets it apart from other weapons by allowing it to fire explosive rounds in addition to standard melee attacks. Unlike traditional slashes or thrusts, shelling deals fixed damage that actually ignores monster hit zones, which makes it a reliable tool for very consistent damage output. In Monster Hunter Wilds, shelling has been reworked to scale with the weapon's raw attack, meaning that higher attack values now directly contribute to your shelling damage. This change allows the Gunlance to remain effective throughout your progression, as upgrading to stronger weapons will naturally improve both its melee and shelling damage now. Each Gunlance then has a designated shelling type, normal, wide, or long, and each affect how shelling is used in combat. Normal shelling holds the largest number of shells, allowing for more frequent shelling attacks and making it ideal for full burst combos. These are combos that unleash all of your loaded shells at once for a powerful attack. Wide shelling, however, holds fewer overall shells, but features a shorter yet wider blast radius, making it effective for strong shelling and Wyvern fire attacks. Long shelling, however, enables you to shell at monsters from a greater distance and specializes in powerful Wyrmstake Cannon attacks. For example, you can see all 3 of them here using shelling attacks, and you can note the slight differences in ammo capacity, range, and attack specialization. Power is a new stat though that's been introduced in Monster Hunter Wilds that replaces the previous shelling level system. Each Gunlance now has a power rating that dictates the damage of all shelling based attacks. A Gunlance with a higher power rating will have stronger individual shell explosions, making its shelling based moves more effective. This means that 2 Gunlances with the same shelling type can have different levels of effectiveness depending on their power rating, with higher ranked weapons naturally having stronger explosions. We have seen that slightly stronger or weaker is around a 20% difference in your shelling damage. The combination of your shelling type and the power rating influences how the Gunlance should be played, so understanding this relationship between the shelling type, the power, and the Gunlance's new scaling mechanics is key to maximizing your damage potential in Monster Hunter Wilds. Now let's get you up and running with the Gunlance with a quick start guide that outlines the core gameplay goals and essential combos to try, before we then dive deeper into its mechanics. Don't worry if the move names and combos here seem daunting right now. We'll break everything down clearly in the move section, but for now this is great to have a solid understanding of the basics before diving deeper. Your core gameplay loop consists of melee combos to build openings, explosive shelling for guaranteed damage, and timely reloads to maintain your offense. The Gunlance stands out due to its variety of explosive moves, including standard shelling by pressing circle, charged shelling by holding circle, and the powerful Wyvern's fire by pressing R2, triangle, and circle together. In Monster Hunter Wilds, the Gunlance benefits greatly from the new mechanics and mobility options that we have, notably including evade shelling by pressing left stick and circle for repositioning, and enhanced reloads with R2 and circle, which doubles as guard points, allowing seamless transitions between defense and offense. This is not your only defensive tool. The improved guard on R2 now lets you perfect guard, opening up new combo routes for some seriously spicy counter-attacks. Plus, power clashes add even more hype moments, letting you stand your ground in intense exchanges. Your most important combo is the Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast combo. There's a variety of ways to get into this, but let's start you with a simple combo route, and then we'll dive deeper into the other versions later in the video. You do this by starting with a Lateral Thrust by pressing triangle, and follow up with a second Lateral Thrust by pressing triangle again. Then transition into a Wide Sweep by pressing triangle once more. Immediately after this, follow with a Wyrmstake Full Blast by pressing triangle and circle, and then quickly press triangle or circle again to unleash the Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast. This combo delivers massive explosive damage and automatically reloads shells for relentless pressure. For shorter openings and other quick damage opportunities, here's some recommended shell-specific combos that are the bread and butter of the Gunlance in previous games. If you're using normal shelling, perform a quick burst combo by starting with Rising Slash by pressing triangle plus circle. Follow this up with an overhead smash by pressing triangle, and then immediately unleash all shells with burst fire by pressing circle. With wide shelling, start by performing a charged shell by holding circle. Then quickly reload your shells with a quick reload by pressing R2 and circle. Close the distance using a lunging thrust by pressing forwards and triangle, and immediately cancel into another charged shell by holding circle. For long shelling though, this is a more jack-of-all-trades style. It's versatile but not heavily specialized in any particular area. Its main strength will lie in quickly setting up powerful Wyrmstake attacks. You can smoothly transition into a Wyrmstake by performing an evade shell with left stick and circle, and then immediately following up with a moving wide sweep using triangle and circle, finishing the combo with the press of a triangle to deliver your Wyrmstake. And now you hopefully understand the Gunlance's goals in combat and how to play it at a basic level, so let's dive deeper into its mechanics and moveset, exploring the various nuances that define its play. Alright, now let's get into the Gunlance's moves. Everything feels smoother and more impactful now, so it's good to know all of the little tricks that each move can do. The Gunlance's basic attack is Lateral Thrust, which is a forwards thrust done by pressing the triangle button. This move is ideal for starting combos and dealing consistent melee damage, while maintaining positioning as pressing triangle 2 more times leads into chaining into Lateral Thrust 2 and Wide Sweep for your combo extension. This is very important as Wide Sweep is key to most of your powerful moves. Each stage of your Lateral Thrust combo can be cancelled by shelling, which is great if you need to make quick adjustments to your flow, or head down some of your other combo paths, which we'll speak about throughout the video. Next is the lunging Upthrust, which is a great way to close distance between you and the target, while also dealing some damage. Just tilt the left stick and press triangle to get up close and personal with monsters. This move is perfect for getting in the monster's face and starting a combo. You can also try following it up with an overhead smash for a devastating 1-2 punch. You can actually shorten the animation and recovery time of the lunging thrust by shelling midway through the attack. If you're looking to add a bit of blast-flair to your hunts, there's a budget alternative you can do. Use lunging Upthrust on a slope and follow up with a shell to launch yourself forwards. This is not the most practical move, but if style points matter to you, you've got to give this a shot. The Rising Slash is a strong stationary opener that delivers an upward slash, making it a great alternative to lunging Upthrust when you don't need to move forwards. Just press triangle and circle from neutral and you'll launch into this high-reaching attack, which is great for reaching tails. You can also chain Rising Slash into quick shelling attacks, or like lunging thrust, overhead smash. The overhead smash is executed by pressing triangle and circle together after a lunging Upthrust, or triangle after a Rising Slash. It is a heavy downward slam that delivers strong melee damage. This is a core part of the classic Gunlance combo that can be used as a powerful move by leading into Wide Sweep or Full Burst for additional explosive damage. If you haven't played the Gunlance before but you've seen Gunlance players unloading all shells at once, then you're probably looking for Burst Fire. As mentioned, this can be performed after an overhead smash by pressing circle, creating a devastating combo. This is because Burst Fire shoots all loaded shells, unleashing high burst damage. It's best used for maximizing damage to your overhead smashes and to punish monsters when they're knocked down. Burst Fire will empty all of your shells though, so following up with a quick reload helps maintain offensive pressure. This attack is great to use with normal shelling types as well. Next up is Wide Sweep, which acts as an extension in most of your common Gunlance combos. You can get to it in a few ways though, but the main way is by pressing triangle after an overhead smash, Lateral Thrust 2, or Guard Thrust. As the name does suggest, it's a big horizontal swing that covers a wide area. But most importantly, Wide Sweep acts as a bridge into one of your biggest explosive attacks, like the Wyrmstake Cannon by pressing triangle after a wide sweep, making it a key move for setting up high damage follow-ups. Now let's dive into the other side of your basic attacks, which use the circle button and revolve around shelling, a core and fun part of the Gunlance. We've covered the concept of shelling, but here's now how you actually do it. Pressing circle from a neutral position will fire an explosive round. This deals true damage that bypasses the monster's hit zone. This means shelling is best used for consistent damage even against tougher hide zones. Shelling now scales with raw attack, meaning weapon upgrades, buffs, and attack boosting skills directly increase your explosive damage, making it more impactful than ever before. Some additional notes about shelling include that a lot of your basic attacks can be animation cancelled into shelling, and even though shells get true damage, they're unable to crit or benefit from elemental damage, meaning that you have to take this into account when it comes to your build and playstyle. However, note shells do come with their own little bit of fire damage. Charged shelling is however a stronger version of standard shelling that delivers more powerful explosions at the cost of a longer charge time. Instead of pressing the circle button, you'll want to hold the circle button down and you'll see this very cool loading animation as each shell loads into the charge. The charge can be held for a short time before it will then automatically shoot. It can also be released early to shoot the amount of currently loaded shells. It's best used when you have an opening to maximize shelling damage, as the increased charge results in a higher burst of explosive power. This move also plays a key role in managing your Wyvern fire, as each charged shelling attack significantly reduces its cooldown, allowing you to fire it more frequently. Since it increases the overall damage of your shells, both standard shelling and charged shelling are amazing for wide playstyles of the Gunlance, and doing charged shells with wide Gunlances will reduce the Wyrmstake cooldown more than other shell types. Pressing the left stick and circle performs Evade Shelling, a new mobility tool that allows the Gunlance to both fire a shell while sidestepping, providing better repositioning options without sacrificing offense. It is also very fun to use and can be done in quick succession, unloading all of your shells in a row. This move is great for gap closing to the monster while maintaining pressure, allowing you to get in range to do follow-ups with additional attacks. This is also one of the fastest ways to get into your full blast combo, as it can be chained into a moving wide sweep, but we'll go through the full combo in the combo section. Now that you know how to use your shells effectively, you need to know how to reload them, as they are a finite resource. You can see how many shells you have in the UI in the top left under your health bar, and remember different Gunlance shelling types have different ammo counts. The Gunlance's reload allows you to refill all of your shells and the Wyrmstake shot in one action. Press R2 and circle to perform a standard reload, ensuring that you're always ready to release a full blast or shelling combo. Unlike most weapons that leave you vulnerable while reloading though, the Gunlance's reload serves as a dual purpose. It also acts as a guard point, meaning that if you time it correctly, you can block an incoming attack while reloading, keeping your offense uninterrupted. This is something that seasoned Gunlance players will make a lot of use of. You will also reload automatically when you've spent all of your shells and you try to do an attack with a shell. Quick reload, however, is a faster alternative, allowing you to instantly refill just your shells even mid-combo by pressing R2 and circle during an attack sequence. While quick reload does not replenish your Wyrmstake shot, it does allow you to keep your shelling pressure high without sacrificing speed. Like standard reload, quick reload also functions as a guard point, letting you quickly block incoming attacks if performed at the right moment. Properly timing your reloads in the middle of combat will not only keep you stocked up on ammunition, but also enhances your capability to control the flow of a fight without ever needing to retreat. This is now a great time to go over the moving wide sweep by pressing left stick and then triangle after a shell to perform a moving wide sweep. This is a sweeping attack that moves you slightly forwards, allowing you to reposition while attacking. This attack is one of the best new additions to the Gunlance's mobility, as it means you aren't as restricted as before. It's a great option to maintain your positioning without completely disengaging, and can smoothly chain into shelling or a Wyrmstake Cannon for follow-up damage. If you hit triangle after a wide sweep, you'll do a Wyrmstake Cannon. This sticks a stake into the monster that blows up as the monster takes damage. Each time you use this move, you'll need to reload the Wyrmstake as is indicated in the UI. However, on the other side, you have the Wyrmstake Full Blast and the Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast, two even more explosive new additions to the Gunlance in Monster Hunter Wilds. Pressing triangle and circle after a wide sweep will unleash the Wyrmstake Full Blast, a devastating attack that consumes all of your loaded shells and a Wyrmstake shot in a single explosive strike. Following up Wyrmstake Full Blast with another triangle or circle input will then trigger your Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast, an even bigger explosive that automatically reloads your shells before then expending them in a rapid consecutive blast. Because of its ability to quickly unleash a series of high damage explosions, the Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast is one of the strongest follow-ups in the Gunlance's arsenal. Both of these moves give the Gunlance a new way to unleash heavy burst damage without solely relying on Wyvern fire, adding more aggressive, high-risk, high-reward options to your playstyle. Properly timing these attacks can significantly increase your damage output, making them essential for big openings, knockdowns, and setting up for Wyvern fire finishes. This is one of the benefits of the Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast, as doing a Wyvern fire after a multi-stake blast will cause you to do an empowered, faster Wyvern fire attack, meaning you get even more explosions. The entire sequence also features guard points at key moments, particularly during the Wyrmstake Full Blast and Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast, allowing you to even block incoming attacks while maintaining offensive flow if you time it correctly. Anytime your shield glows white is when a guard point is active, meaning that you have some key moments to be defensive while doing this combo. Seasoned Gunlance players will be using these to pull off some crazy damage sequences without having to back off from the monster. Wyvern fire is one of the Gunlance's most devastating attacks though, delivering a massive explosion that consumes one segment of the Wyvern gauge. By pressing R2, triangle, and circle together, your hunter will unleash a high-powered blast that deals immense true damage, making it one of the best options for punishing staggered or knocked down monsters. It is also highly effective for triggering wounds and causing significant damage in an instant. In Wilds, the Wyvern fire has received some major improvements too. It now has 2 stored charges, meaning you can fire it twice before entering a cooldown. The range has been significantly increased as well, making it much easier to land against larger monsters or distant targets, and in addition to this, its cooldown can be shortened by performing melee and shelling attacks, ensuring it becomes available more frequently during a hunt. Despite its power though, Wyvern fire remains one of the Gunlance's slowest attacks, but Wilds introduces several ways to speed up this animation. A perfect guard, finishing a Wyrmstake Cannon or full multi-burst combo, or firing a second Wyvern fire shot all reduces its execution time, allowing for faster deployment. Using Wyvern fire twice in quick succession also increases its range, compensating for the recoil and making it more effective at striking repositioning monsters. The Gunlance's guard though is one of the strongest defensive mechanics in Wilds. It allows you to withstand even the heaviest monster attacks. By holding R2 you can block incoming damage and maintain your position. This makes it an excellent tool for countering aggressive monsters. Unlike dodge-based weapons, the Gunlance lets you stand your ground and retaliate immediately. Perfect guarding takes this to the next level though. If you time your block just before an attack lands on you, you will trigger a perfect guard, nullifying knockback, reducing stamina drain, and allowing for instant follow-up attacks. One of the biggest benefits of landing a perfect guard is that it grants access to a fast Wyvern fire. This significantly reduces its animation time and allows you to unleash a massive explosion with minimal risk. Not only that, but you can also head into an overhead smash for quick burst fire or wide sweep. Wilds also introduces power clashes, a new mechanic where if you block enough attacks at the right moments, you'll enter a struggle between you and the monster. You win the power clash by rapidly inputting triangle, which will knock the monster back, creating a valuable opening for counterattacks. We also have the Gunlance's Sidestep, a crucial evasive tool that allows you to reposition quickly while maintaining offensive pressure as well. By pressing the left stick and X, your hunter will perform a swift step in a chosen direction, letting you dodge incoming attacks while staying close to the monster. You can do multiple of these in a row to really create some distance between you and the monster as well. By pressing left stick and X and back, you will do a longer back hop, and you can just press X by itself to do a series of hops. Another thing to know is that focus mode makes it infinitely easier to control your hops. So you want to make good use of your Gunlance's sidesteps, as this can significantly reduce the end lag of many of your moves, and it's especially noticeable after a burst fire. The sidestep works seamlessly with evade shelling, meaning you can follow up with a quick explosive shot while you are repositioning. You do have a guard thrust as well by pressing R2 and triangle to perform a forwards thrust while keeping your guard up. This allows you to poke at the monster while remaining protected. You can perform this move up to 3 times in succession, letting you chain multiple thrusts together while holding your defensive stance. If you release the guard after the 3rd guard thrust, it naturally combos into a wide sweep, transitioning from a defensive counterattack into a wide-reaching melee strike. This makes your guard thrusts not only a safe option for applying damage, but also a smooth setup for explosive follow-ups, such as a Wyrmstake Cannon or Wyrmstake Full Blast after wide sweep. Your Drake Augur is a powerful focus strike piercing attack that extends when you hit a red wound on a monster. This then deals continuous drilling damage before ending with an explosive Wyrmstake Cannon shot. By pressing L2 and R1, your hunter will lunge forwards with the Gunlance, which then locks onto a wounded area and extends the attack duration as long as it remains connected to the target. While it is possible to use Drake Augur on an unwounded part, the attack won't do the follow-up extension, making it far less effective compared to landing it on a red wound. You can also manually cancel the Drake Augur by pressing R1, which allows for quick disengagement if the monster moves or if you need to reposition. Holding forwards while executing your focus strike will give you a slight lunge, making it easier to connect with targets. Plus, it's another attack that quickly opens up to Wyvern fire, so be sure to take advantage of that. Now that you're familiar with the moveset and some helpful tips, let's put it all together for some awesome combos. Now that you've got the moveset down and picked up some useful tips, let's put it all together with a killer combo, starting with the basics and then getting more complex. The first combo focuses on your basic melee strikes, prioritizing fluid movement over committing to full burst or Wyrmstake. Start by pressing triangle for lateral thrust, then follow up with triangle for lateral thrust 2, and press triangle once more into wide sweep. After the final hit, cancel the recovery animation by pressing X into a sidestep, which keeps you mobile and ready for follow-ups. This technique is most useful when fighting monsters that constantly shift positions, letting you adjust your spacing without stopping your attack flow. This combo is great for burst damage and incorporates shelling. Begin by pressing triangle plus circle for rising slash, which launches the attack while keeping you stationary. Follow up by pressing triangle for overhead smash and then circle for burst fire. This unleashes all of your loaded shells in a massive explosion. This combo is ideal for punishing monsters that are staggered or knocked down, as burst fire deals a significant amount of damage in a short window. You can then press R2 plus circle for a quick reload to loop, or sidestep to cancel the animation lag. This combo can also be started from a perfect guard by doing an overhead smash right after triggering one. For consistent poking and quick damage in small windows though, use a thrust by pressing triangle, and immediately follow up with a shell by pressing circle, then quickly reload with R2 and circle. This is your poke shelling combo and is great for wide Gunlances. But next is one of our strongest offensive combos, and there's a variety of ways to get into it. Start by pressing triangle for lateral thrust, then follow up with triangle for lateral thrust 2 and again for wide sweep. After this, press triangle and circle for Wyrmstake Full Blast, and immediately after press triangle or circle for the Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast, which reloads and unleashes another rapid explosive attack. This combo allows for seamless movement and is one of the fastest ways into Full Blast. Start with a directional circle for evade shelling, which allows you to reposition while firing. Immediately follow up with your left stick and triangle for moving wide sweep, bringing you back into melee range. From here, press triangle plus circle for Full Blast. Immediately after, press triangle or circle for Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast, unleashing a powerful explosive. This is the full burst combo that you should be using most of the time. This is because it has a lower animation commitment than other combos and allows you to remain mobile. Next is your charged shelling combo. This is one of the best things you can do when you have the opportunity, because it quickly charges your Wyvern fire. Start with a charged shell by holding circle, then reload instantly with a quick reload by pressing R2 plus circle. Close the gap using a lunging thrust with left stick forward and triangle, and smoothly transition into another charged shell by holding circle. While this combo is strong in general, it's even more effective with wide shelling, maximizing both your damage output and efficiency. Another nice opener you can use is your sneak attack combo. Start with a sneak attack by approaching a monster that hasn't discovered you and press circle with your weapon sheathed. Follow up with a left stick and triangle, and then you'll be able to fully burst with triangle and circle, which is a quick and easy combo opener. These are some recommended combos, but now let's get into the mounted attacks. While mounted, pressing triangle performs a riding attack, which delivers repeated thrusts into the monster similar to the lance. This attack keeps you in control while dealing steady damage, making it a great way to weaken monster parts before dismounting. By pressing triangle and then pressing circle, you can follow up the standard riding attack with shelling, but pressing triangle and circle together while mounted will do your dismount attack, performing an air burst, launching a very cool semi-circle attack just before you land. This move lets you deal one last burst of damage before hitting the ground. While airborne, the Gunlance has access to jumping attacks, which can be used to initiate mounting or land a powerful strike on large monsters. Pressing triangle in the air performs a jumping thrust, which stabs downwards with the Gunlance. This move is great for building mount damage. Pressing R2 while mounted will perform a jumping slam, which slams the Gunlance down. Unlike jumping thrust, this move delivers a heavy attack that does more raw damage rather than focusing on mount buildup. It also reloads your shells, and after landing a jumping smash, you can seamlessly transition into wide sweep or burst fire, allowing for a strong follow-up sequence. While next to a ledge, if you dodge into it, you can do a jump slam again and air burst. If you then dodge back into the ledge, this is very repeatable, and you can spam it, which is something to consider. Slopes and walls have much of the same options, but while sliding down a slope, you get access to a unique attack called the Jumping Rising Slash by pressing triangle, which leads into an air burst or jumping slam. You can also guard while sliding with R2. But now we've gone over all of the combos and mounted attacks, it's time to get you set up with some ideas for useful skills on the Gunlance, as well as a deeper dive into the weapon with some mastery tips that will hopefully grant you more success with the weapon. To help fine-tune your Gunlance playstyle, you'll want to select some skills to help increase your damage or offense. Here are some skill suggestions that will impact the different playstyles of the Gunlance. However, do try to experiment and find what works for you. For offense, artillery is one of your most important skills as it increases shelling damage and allows you to shoot your Wyvern's fire faster, making it a must-have for explosive playstyles. Another very important skill is load shells, as it expands your shell capacity, enabling longer combos, while attack boost enhances your overall damage, strengthening both your melee and shelling attacks. You also have burst, agitator, and offensive guard to further increase your attack stat after meeting certain conditions. Defensively, guard will reduce knockback and stamina depletion when you block, ensuring you can maintain offensive pressure. Guard up also allows you to block otherwise unblockable attacks. For utility skills to further refine your play, focus shortens charge time and gauges. As the meta develops and title updates are added, skills such as Master's Touch, Razor Sharp, and Handicraft will come into action as they help prevent sharpness loss. With the right skill setup, you can enhance both your survivability and defensive output, ensuring smoother and more effective hunts. But now we've covered the essentials, let's dive into some mastery level techniques to refine your Gunlance gameplay further. Guard points and perfect guards are some of the coolest mechanics of the Gunlance, so here's a few tips to use them more effectively. If you mistime a perfect guard and activate it too early, you can press circle while guarding to get a second chance. This makes landing perfect guards much easier. Instead of tapping guard repeatedly, it's best to hold the guard button and then press circle as needed. This way you remain protected while attempting the second perfect guard. One tricky aspect is landing guard points during your multi-burst combo though. However, you can delay the input by about 2 to 3 seconds, and something that we've found is helpful is knowing that the first guard point on the multi-burst happens as you press the button to initiate it. This means if you delay the attack, you can better time your guard point for incoming attacks, but just keep in mind that this guard isn't as strong as your normal or reload guard point. It's also worth remembering that your guard points are mainly on your reloads and the second part of your burst combo. The Gunlance's Wyvern fire with R2 triangle and circle doesn't just deal massive explosive damage, it can also interact with environmental hazards, making it a great tool for triggering environmental traps or activating destructible elements in the area. Using Wyrmstake fire to set off boulders, collapsing structures, or explosive barrels can give you a strategic advantage in a hunt, helping you control the battlefield. To really get the most out of the Gunlance, use Focus Mode. It lets you spin those multi-full blast combos all the way around. To make this smoother, turn on Toggle for Focus Mode, so you just have to press L2 once to keep it active. You can even adjust your camera turn speed if needed. Another advantage of Focus Mode is its ability to help you close gaps much more effectively. When activated, certain combos will kind of magnetize you towards a target, increasing your movement range. An alternative method for repositioning is to use your forward lunging thrust with your left stick forward and triangle, then immediately follow up with shelling, which is circle, and this can then be chained into your moving wide sweep for even more damage. This isn't your only trick for mobility though. You can also use your back hops more effectively by cancelling them with a guard. You can even do this with a long back hop by holding down guard and focus mode to chain it as many times as you want. The Gunlance, along with other shielded weapons, has received unique interactions with certain monster attacks in Monster Hunter Wilds. One of the most exciting examples is the ability to block powerful beams with a special cinematic guard animation. A perfect example of this is blocking Balahara's Gloop Stream or Gravios's Heat Beam, where the hunter enters a defensive stance with a dedicated camera effect before advancing through the attack. But it doesn't stop at just blocking. After successfully guarding one of these powerful attacks, you can follow up with a counter rush, an aggressive counter attack that lets you strike back immediately using your shield to retaliate. And with that, we've covered all of the essential tips, hidden mechanics, and skill recommendations to help you get the most out of the Gunlance. And now it's up to you to put these strategies into practice and refine your playstyle. A big thank you for watching, and we truly hope this guide helps you out on your journey to mastering the Gunlance in Monster Hunter Wilds. We've put a lot of time into breaking down the shelling mechanics, defensive tools, and advanced combos, so you have everything you need to help improve your hunts. Take what you've learnt here and go and experiment though. With techniques like Multi-Wyrmstake Full Blast, guard reloads, and evade shelling, the Gunlance offers a unique blend of power and defense. Finding the right rhythm for your offense and defense is going to be key though, so don't be afraid to try the different shelling types and playstyles to discover what works best for you. And remember, the best Gunlance players don't just survive, they dominate the hunt with precision and timing. So keep on practicing, keep refining those skills, and we'll see you out on the next hunt. Here at Arekkz Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 2-6.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.